Hello, everyone, and welcome to another California Psychics live reading. I am your host, Carson, today, and we are joined by our wonderful Psychic Kerrigan. How are you doing today, Kerrigan?
I'm good. Thank you, Carson. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's the day before Valentine's Day. I'm sure people have got a lot of burning love questions for their Valentines today. So we will be trying to answer a lot of love questions today, but that will not exclude other questions that Kerrigan can ask. If we do having a little bit of a feedback issue there. Oh, we will get Kerrigan in here real quick. There was just a little bit of an echo, but good thing we got that out of the way first. Okay, Kerrigan got dropped out, but no worries. I am just going to go ahead with my intro, and hopefully she will be back here soon. Oh, there she is. Before we get started, I do want to list off a few bits of information for our audience. First of all, we do have a promo code going on. The code Kerrigan5 can be used for $5 off any new customer package for a one-on-one reading that can be applied through our website, californiapsychics.com. Once again, Kerrigan5. This code can be applied and used for $5 credit for any psychic, not just Kerrigan. But if you are wanting a one-on-one reading with her, make sure to stick around to find out her exact schedule later in the stream. Lastly, before we get started, I do want to list off a few ground rules for questions. We will not be able to answer any legal or medical questions. For medical, this includes treatments, medications, pregnancies, and for legal, this does include court cases, custody battles, and court decisions. We also do ask that you keep your questions specific, so it is a little bit harder for us to do general readings over these live readings. So just keep that in mind. If you do ask about another person, please make sure you include their name as well. This does allow Kerrigan to connect faster and more accurately answer your question. But without any further ado, we can begin answering questions. Reminder, we do want to answer a lot of love questions today. It is the day before Valentine's Day. And one last thing, we will be switching over during the last 20 minutes of this 1 hour live stream. We will be joined by Mr. Predicto, a tool by Psychic Kerrigan to use to answer some questions in a little bit of a fun way, as well as some oracle cards. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get started. We have one from Amna who is saying, "Hey Kerrigan, do you see a timeline for me and Athar getting engaged?"
Hi, Amna. Let's see. Athar and Amna timeline for engagement. They're showing me summer. First things first, they're showing me summer. But I want you to know that there's going to be more hints that he's going to be giving out in spring. And then I feel like summer is going to kick it off. I wouldn't be surprised if it's right in the middle of summer too. There's just that warm energy coming in for both of you. And I don't know if it's an anniversary date, birth date for either of you or something special, but it definitely feels like it's going to be summer time frame where you know exactly what road you're taking together and building a lifetime partnership.
All right. Our next one is from Ian, who is asking, "Do you see a relationship between Delante and I?"
Hmm. Yes, but I feel like it's going to be like on a friendship level first, and it's going to sustain on a friendship level first because I feel like there's some things to work out, like personal emotional things, not with you but with who you love, and it's just going to take a little bit of time, but you're definitely going to get there for sure.
All right. Our next one is Debbie, who is asking, "Will Rob and I reconnect anytime soon? And do you know what his feelings are for me?"
Well, Debbie, thank you. I feel very strongly that Rob will initiate communication with you. That's what I'm hearing. It's what I'm seeing right in the beginning. But I feel like it's probably going to be anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. Might be just a wee little bit longer, um, because there's the feelings that the spirits are making me feel is I did something wrong, or he did, like Rob did something wrong, or there's like embarrassment, there's shame, and how do I come back from this? And that is one of the things that I feel very strongly is keeping Rob from initiating communication for you immediately. So a little bit of cool down time for Rob, but I do feel like what both of you felt was real. It wasn't one-sided, and it's still there. So I feel like that's going to come through, anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. You should hear from him, whether it be phone, text, or some type of a message.
All right. Awesome. The next one is from David, who is asking, I think my girlfriend's best friend, Annette, likes me. Does she have feelings for me, and will she let me know?
Oh boy, that's risky business there, David. I think you're right, and I think you need to be careful because you don't want to hurt anybody. But and she needs to understand boundaries. But you can't. I'm all for it. You can't help who you're attracted to. You just can't. But remember, sometimes when we have like physical attractions as human beings, we automatically are programmed to think, oh, it's got to be romance, it's got to be love. You can connect to somebody that is, somebody that it doesn't really matter, but you can connect to somebody and feel like that, but it doesn't have to be like that. It's just like that kindred spirit, that connection that you have. It's crazy because I've recently learned this. I've learned that when, oh wow, I like this person. Well, aren't they cute? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be romance. It can actually be, I just connect with them. And I feel like that's what both of you might be doing. But again, just be careful. Definitely be careful with that, because you don't want to hurt anybody, because that could be some karma to repay later on down the line.
Absolutely. All right. Our next question is from Rhonda, who is asking, do you see my husband Ronald and I reconciling anytime soon?
Okay. He's got some growing to do, honey. Honestly, he does, Rhonda. He's got to settle down. He's super duper fast. He's go, go, go energy. And I feel like he just wants to live his life to the fullest of freedoms right now. And that's not what you need. You need stability. You need somebody to be there for you. It's truly going to be there for you emotionally and physically, and somebody that, is going to be on time and be accountable for the plans that they make with you. And I'm sorry, but he'll get there, but it's just not right now. And what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing over here in this side, it's coming from the left side. So I feel like this is one of your people, your ancestors coming in from the left side, probably on dad's side of the family, that's saying that he's not your last stop, that from when he's settling down, like right now, until when he settles down, you are going to have other options. You are going to meet other people that this man in spirit would like for you to, consider, just see about it, just see how you feel. Because there's a lot of, I know you love your husband, and I'm not saying to, leave him in the dust. I'm not saying that at all. But your ancestor, this male ancestor, is saying that just keep your options open. Definitely keep your options open, because they want to see you be treated like a queen and not how you've been treated.
All right. Our next one is from Joanna, who is asking, hi, Psychic Kerrigan. When do you see me being in a healthy relationship? Or I guess just make it more specific. Do you see me being in a healthy relationship this year? And do you see any messages from my guides? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Joanne. I appreciate you. You're getting stronger. You're getting emotionally healthier. So yes, you are going to be in a very healthy relationship. I feel like you'll be dating spring. Well, let's get out of winter. Winter, it's going to be blah. Okay, let's be honest. It's going to be blah. But once you get into spring, I definitely feel like you're going to be dating. Summer, you're probably going to want to jump in and say, oh, I like this person really, really, I like them a lot. But calm it down, slow it down. Just remember, when you get in situations like that, if we move too fast, it's not going to last, but if we take it slow, it will grow. Just try to remember those. And I know they rhyme, so that helps us remember it a little bit better. But I definitely feel like this is your last year to be single lady. So whatever you got on your single ladies bucket list, you better get it crossed off because you're going to have to share your life with somebody on down the line here. So it's very important to know that, yes, you are getting stronger. You're going to put forth your boundaries. You're going to put yourself first. And that, let me tell you something, that's going to help you so much when you enter into dating again and actually settling down with someone. And be you, be 100% you. Don't Hollywood it or glamour it or glitz and glam in the TV channel. Your brain's going to scramble if you do that. You know what I mean? So just be you. And if they accept you, great. If not, moving on.
All right. Our next one is from Chrissy, who is asking, is my love the one? His name is Rich.
I feel like he is. I really do. And remember, life is ups and downs a lot. And it takes a lot of work once we find that person. You know, this is we see on TV all the time, happily ever after. That when we find that person, I think that's really when your work's going to begin. And you've already found them. So, you know, working with each other, communicating with each other, some sacrifices that, you know, maybe you want steak tonight and, you know, Rich wants fish, you know, these are like sacrifices that you have to make. And they seem like the tedious, tiniest little things. But let's say that somebody had a bad day, right? And, well, I want fish, you know what I mean? An emotional war. So just definitely remember, this is really where it starts. This is where the work starts. And I'm confident, very confident, the spirits are saying that both of you can push through it. Both of you have been through so many different experiences in love department and with people that this should really be easy for both of you. It really should.
All right. Our next one is going to be from Brunisha, who is asking, will my boyfriend propose to me this year?
Oh, let's see, Brunisha. I feel like he wants to, but I feel like he's worried about finances. Honest to goodness, that's exactly what's coming through. Like he wants to be able to like put on this big deal for you. And I feel like he's worried about finances. But if he could just accept the fact that you don't care about the big deal. I mean, yeah, the big deal will come later, but you don't care about it right now. You just want you want to know where you're going. You want to know what you're doing. You want some stability and organization going on here. I feel like he will. It might be the end of the year, like a surprise. Guess what? This is the holidays. Hey, guess what we're doing? You know, and I feel like that. But I hope he understands later, like September, October, that he doesn't have to like roll out the red carpet or anything like that right now. You could do that when you're 50s and 60s. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to do that right now. I mean, because you've got life, you've got kids, you've got all this stuff to take care of. And the love is there. The title will come probably at the end of the year for sure.
All right. Our next one will be from Tomica, who, not a love question, but do you see any job changes on my way in terms of success and money?
Job changes. I do see those parting. They showed me like the willow tree parting, like how those long branches part and you could see through it. So I do see that there is job changes, but you do shine forth. Balance, 100% balance. What I mean by balance is you've already left, you've got a routine down, you're living your best life. You're looking at August timeframe for the completion. So if we rewind a little bit from right now up until August, you're definitely going to be making major moves. So I don't know when to pinpoint it, but I can tell you when it's going to be 100% balance, and that's 100% August timeframe.
All right. Our next one will be from Z, who is going to ask, I have an old interest who has reached out back to me. Do you know what his intentions are? Karial is his name.
Okay. This one feels complicated, but not in a bad way. Okay. Karial is splat, like just splat. Like something happened, like something to do emotionally happened that made him really get in tune with who he is, what he did, why'd he do it, and how can I make up for that? And I feel like you gave him nothing but 100% love. Even when times were just awful, you still were pushing out that love. Yes, you have boundaries. Yes, you stood up for yourself. And by right, you should have. But I feel like, truthfully, I feel like he's coming to you for comfort. Can it grow? Yeah. But listen, if you were my daughter right now, so if I was your psychic mother and you were my daughter, I would say use caution right now. Grow, definitely grow, talk to each other, but make sure that you're using caution because he's not 100% right now because he's so into himself. He's trying to find himself, trying to heal himself. Then you're not a lifesaver. You know what I'm saying? You're not. But this is good. He's finally learning I'm sorry, I'm going to say he's learning the wrongs of his ways. Okay. And I feel like he's coming back to try to make up for that. But you've got to use caution with this first because he's a Houdini, like magic tricks and poof, he's gone. And I don't want to see you get hurt again. I don't. So just make sure you're controlling the boundaries, your personal boundaries. And I feel like you should be okay. I really do. But if it feels weird at any point in time, if it feels like real janky, like, oh, what is that? Just turn it down, step it down. Don't be like, don't put out like a weird vibe, but just make sure you're protecting yourself. That's very important to protect yourself.
All right. We are about a third of the way through the live stream. We're just kind of breezing through it today. It's a fun one. I know it doesn't even feel like it's been that long. No. But I do want to remind everyone to like and subscribe if you are enjoying it. And if you are really enjoying it, make sure you share as well. I do want to also remind everyone that we have our promo code going on at Kerrigan5. You will receive $5 off any new customer package for a one-on-one reading on our website, www.californiapsychics.com, promo code Kerrigan5. This code can be applied and used for any psychic, but Kerrigan, why don't you tell us your upcoming schedule for those who are interested in getting more personal reading?
Well, I'm doing something different tonight. I'm logging in right after we're done. 7.
All right.
Yeah. So we're going to try that. I've never done that before. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. So if you want a reading right after the live today, which will be about 40-ish minutes, Kerrigan will be live, www.californiapsychics.com. Go ahead and go into the search bar, search up Psychic Kerrigan. You'll also be able to view all of her regular schedule and also be able to, I guess, book an appointment or her upcoming schedule and book an appointment with her if you don't also want to wait in the queue. And I guess that's all we have for right now. Once again, we will be going to Mr. Predicto, Kerrigan's tool for yes or no questions, as well as oracle cards here in about 20-ish minutes or so for our later half of the stream. Now we can head back into questions, hoping to get some more love oriented because it's the day before Valentine's Day. We have one from Dale who is asking, hi, Kerrigan, do you think I will meet a love companion soon or this year?
You know, as soon as I saw your little picture. I love it. It's beautiful. But I heard military. I heard it. It came through this. Yes. Yes. To answer your question. Yes. Was it soon? I feel like it's definitely going to be within the next 3 to 4 months that you meet somebody that is either a retired service person or still in the service. But I'm 100% on that. So, but I don't want you going around just like, hocus pocus Winnie and all that looking for that soldier. Don't do that. Let it happen naturally. But I'm telling you, I definitely feel like you're going to cross paths. And when you do, pay attention how you feel, pay attention to all of your senses, because I think that's the kickoff for you. I really do. And it's not somebody from the past. It's somebody that's going to be brand spanking new.
All right. We do have one next from Elizabeth who is asking, can you possibly give me direction if I should stay fighting for my marriage to Ben or if I should walk?
Oof, that's a tough one. Elizabeth and Ben. Well, the first thing I have to ask you is, what does your gut tell you to do? What's right here? Like, I don't know if you can see it, but what's right there? What's that tell you to do? Don't listen to this. Don't listen to this. Listen to your first gut feeling. If you can go back and remember, and it might be a couple months ago, if you can go back and remember how you initially felt, that's what spirit was telling you to do. Now, the flip side of that, let's say you fight hard. You kick the 4 walls till you can't crawl and you're still fighting like you're doing right now. You're the only one that's fighting, Elizabeth. You're the only one that's putting forth that energy to make it work. And that don't work when only one person's trying to make it work. Would a break be good? Yes. Would a pause? Let's not call it a break because that just messes with everybody's minds. Is a pause good? Yes, absolutely. A pause is good. And then that way you could take time for you. Ben could take time for him. Don't worry about you finding somebody new or Ben finding somebody new. I don't feel like that would happen right off the rip. But I do feel like a break is in order. So both of you could get to know who you are again and not walk around like your shoulders are up to your earlobes, or you're walking on eggshells, or you're trying so hard to push the pieces of the puzzle together. That's not good for both of you. It's definitely not good for you. But taking that pause and then seeing where that goes, this is where I see it would go. I feel like after a while, a couple of weeks, you could get on a good communication wave with each other, 100%. Then you could start dating each other. And guess what? You could actually catch that feeling again, but it is going to require you to take the initiative to take the break. And you're like, how am I going to do that? We have one home, we have all of this. That's something you could have to, we could talk about it later. We really could, and we see what other options are there, but the spirits are giving you 3 different options. But I feel like the best one right now is taking the pause, definitely taking the pause. So later on down the line, you can catch that feeling. Both of you could catch that, puppy dog, butterfly, purple popsicle, all those good summertime things, those feelings again.
All right. Our next one is going to be from Kenny, who is asking, will there be reconciliation with my girlfriend of 6 years? We've been broken up for about 3 months. Do you see when we reconcile? We don't speak at all right now. And
she's in a newfound glory of herself. She's trying to figure out who she is, what she is. She feels like Janice is her name. She feels like she's free. She's not tied down. Not that you made her feel tied down. She made herself feel like she was tied down. But I feel like you might be looking at the end of summer. She's going to take that long. And you're going to have people come on your path on the meantime. It's not going to make your heart feel like it's 1,000 times better, but at least make new friends. At least get yourself out there and make new friends so you can mix up this energy to navigate it and, I guess, cope with it until she does come back. But she'll be back. She will. She knows that you gave her good love, and she knows that you helped her, and she can trust you and she can rely on you. I just feel like she got lost. Carson, where'd you go? I know we're not in Mercury retrograde. Boy, oh boy, I don't know what to do now. There you are.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. My internet cut out there. Hopefully that will not happen again.
The aliens did it.
I know. I really hope that. I didn't want to just leave you there like that. I was scared.
Do I take questions? Do I just read them?
No worries. All right. Did you already answer Kenny's question? Okay, cool. We do have one next from John. I have it lined up. Just wondering when my fiance Bree and I will officially tie the knot and will I be a great husband to her?
John, you're going to be a great husband. You will. Remember though, after, 5 years, 10 years, I'm going to be honest with you, things plateau in marriages. They do, but you got to figure out how to make it work. And that's something that you're very gifted and talented to do, to figuring out how you can make things work, how you can, mix it up, how you can bedazzle it, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like both of you will definitely be tying the knot this year, for sure, 100%. Now, the spirits are saying over here on this side, so this is probably the female ancestors coming in for you. If you could wait until next spring, for whatever reason, they're saying that would be better, maybe because family gatherings and financials and things like that, travels, but they're saying that you could actually do it this year. You really could. But for whatever reason, the spirits are saying if you pump the brakes a little bit, I feel like it would go smoother in next, not this spring, but 2024 spring.
All right. We have our next one from Nigel. Will me and my fiance Jasmine get back together?
Oof. You'll talk. You'll talk. But I think it should be a beautiful goodbye. Because where you're going, oh, I wish you were psychic so you could see what I'm seeing for you. Where you're going is going to be 1,000 times better than anything that you've had before. Any kind of an experience, like the love that is coming to you is going to match you. It's going to be so much easier. It really is. Now, Jasmine and you will talk, but again, the spirits are highly recommending that you just make that peace with each other and go on about your lives. I know that's not what you want to hear, but I'm being very honest with you. I hope that helps.
All right. Our next one is going to be a mediumship question. This is Ashley asking if she has any messages from her grandmother. Her name is Lovey.
Yes, I know Lovey now. I know her. Yes. Thank you, Ashley. I'm so glad that you're back. I miss you. Let's see here. So the first thing that I'm picking up here with her, Ashley, is that your wheels are turning. You're trying to make things manifest, like not just money, but like business for yourself, like a side hustle, something like that, like something extra upon what you do, and that's good. She says it's blessed, so continue in that motion. Um, but she says that everything is finally in order, and even though you don't feel like it, she's putting all of the pieces for you. I just keep feeling like I'm playing hopscotch or something, like how we chalk out the thing on the sidewalk and then we're hopping and we get to the next side and poof, we win. We added it up. So you're definitely adding things up. You're definitely okay with what path of success that you're going to. She's real super focused on you making more money and blessing you with more money when it comes to whatever it is that you're trying to, like your next endeavor, what you're getting ready or what you've already put into motion. Keep putting that in motion. It might even be another career change or something like that. But I feel like for the most part, it's definitely something that's on top of what you already do. I hope that makes sense. But it's good. It's all of it's good. Except my hair is crazy now. I'm sorry. But it's all good. All of it is very good for you. Keep going.
All right. We do have our next question from Inga, but right before we start that, I do want to remind everybody to like and subscribe and to share if you are enjoying the stream. Do want to remind everybody again that we do have our promo code going on. If you use the code Kerrigan5 below, you will receive $5 off any new customer package for a one-on-one reading that you can use on our website, www.californiapsychics.com. Once again, that code is Kerrigan5. You can use that code to get a reading with Kerrigan. Kerrigan, can you tell us your upcoming schedule? I guess you will be going live right after this stream. That's right.
Yes, I'll be on as soon as we're off of here. I'll be on the lines for chat and calls.
All right. So if you are a new customer, go ahead and use that promo code, and then you can go ahead and give Kerrigan a call. Once again, www.californiapsychics.com. There's a little search bar in the top. Search up Psychic Kerrigan. You'll find her profile, all that info you need. You'll even be able to book an appointment if you don't even want to wait in the queue. That way you just get a call right when it's your turn. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We will be returning, or we will be going to Oracle cards, and Psychic Kerrigan will be bringing out Mr. Predicto, her fun little tool, and for, I guess, more love-oriented questions of yes or no questions. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and jump right back into answering because I know some people are waiting. All right. Inga, is it time to divorce my husband, Peter? That's what Inga asks. Things have been rocky lately.
I do see a life, death, rebirth situation for you, like transformation and change, like your whole life doing a 180 from what it is right now. That's what the spirits are showing me. So I feel like you starting a new life on your own is probably more than likely what you're supposed to be doing. But on the other side of that fence, and there's always another side of the fence with me, because I work with multiple spirits and different types of energies. When the going gets tough, tough does not get going. Tough fights even harder. Now listen, Inga, if you've already fought so hard that you can't fight anymore and you're completely drained and feeling like you just can't do it, try to take the pause first. If you still feel like that in 2 months, 3 months, then you know you got to pull the plug out of the wall. At least give it one more chance. But I do see you having a completely different life this year. I really do. But it's hard to take those vows and in front of our friends and our family and our community and then break them. I get it, but there's some personalities that aren't that clash. People have tough times, and I feel like both of you have had a lot of tough times. But you know what? If you can get through these tough times, you can get through anything. But again, it's you that's trying to glue everything together, while Peter is still amok, is just running around. And that's where you have to draw the line too. I am seeing that. So, I mean, I can't tell you to get divorced because that's legal, and I don't do stuff like that. I'm not a family breaker upper. Okay. But psychically, I really can see you being on your own. I'll leave you with that.
All right. Our next one is going to be from Krista with another mediumship question. Can you connect with my daughter, Samantha?
Sure. Thank you, Krista. I'm sorry for your loss. I know what that's like. Beach balls. First thing I see is beach balls, waves, water, big rocks that could be like East Coast, like New England big rocks, or maybe like Laguna Beach big rocks. But I keep seeing big rocks and water and waves and ocean and foam. She's good. She's okay. Now, I don't know who Bill is, but I hear Bill over here. I heard the name Bill. I think it's probably somebody on Dad's side of the family, or maybe your side. I feel first gut was Dad. Dad's side of the family, Bill is there with her. She's with you a lot. Don't think you know that, but you talk to her too. She says you have to be more specific on what it is that you want to say, because when you get choked up, you go in and you don't say anything, and she just sees the tears in your eyes are warm, and that makes her sad. But she understands that you miss her. She understands that, but she's okay. I want you to know she's okay. And I want you to know 100% there is an afterlife. It is very, very real. It is extremely real. We can communicate with spirits. That is a real thing. But she's not going to leave your side. Now, there's going to be times where she goes to be with other family members because she wants to, she wants to check in with everybody. She's like busybody, she wants to make sure everybody's good. Okay, this one's good. This one's good. She's like, I could just see that cute little energy. But she says she's changed a whole bunch. Like, I've changed so much. And she said everything that I wasn't able to do, I'm finally able to do. But she still wants to spend time with you too. And she says there's no miss, like the love is real. Like, what she feels for you is real, and she knows now what you feel for her is real. And I don't think that she questioned it a lot, how you felt about her, because your love is unconditional. It always will be. But I feel like as a child, kids are sometimes when they're here with us on earth, they just do their own thing, but they don't really pay attention. But she's really alert now. She's really alert that how much you love her, and she knows that that's great. It's like universal. It's galactic, really, to be honest with you. But I did hear Bill, and I don't know where that's coming from. So I hope that makes sense to you, because she's got someone in spirit with her that's named Bill.
All right. Our next one will be from Tarvesha. Hi, psychic medium, Miss Kerrigan. My concern is that I have a friend named Darius, but I wonder if I should embrace the idea of liking him as more than a friend due to past issues with liking guys that went nowhere. Does he like me as more than a friend? And if so, do you think he will tell me?
He does like you more than a friend. He does, but he's not ready. You're ready. You're ready to settle down. You're ready to build the foundation of the house. You're ready to pick out colors. You're ready to do all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. But is it Darius? Just be friends with him. Just be friends. This is where we can go back to, oh my gosh, I like this person. And then society makes us and TV makes us feel like, oh, we have to be in love with them. We have to be intimate with them. We don't have to do that. We can just like them and be that friend to the end. Now, I feel like you'd be settling for him. Don't be mad at me. I'm being honest with you. Because where you're going, psychically, where you're going, you're going to have somebody that knocks your socks off. You are. And you're going to knock their socks off. Is that this year? More than likely. But don't just settle for Darius. Please don't do that. Because first of all, you'll cheat yourself out of what's coming, which is going to be amazing. Secondly, he's going to really get his digs in you and he's going to feel something for you and then he's going to get hurt. So, you know what I'm saying? So just be very cautious with this. This is so delicate. It really is so delicate. I don't feel like you're wasting time either. I don't feel like, oh, I got to race the time. I got to be in a relationship. You're way smarter than that. Like you could take it or leave it. That's on a typical day you can. But remember, there's good days and there's bad days where sometimes emotionally we're like, oh, I have to do this because I don't feel good about myself. I can't validate myself today. So somebody's got to validate me. Darius, validate me. That's what you're doing, honey. I swear to God, I promise you, that's what you're doing. Separate it. Just be friends. Honest to God, be friends. And don't worry about those people from the past. Those people from the past are stepping stones that gave you breadcrumbs, and you don't want that no more. You know that. But what's coming to you is bigger. It's a lot bigger. It's a lot better. And I really feel like by summertime, you're going to be having a good time, not with just friends like laughing until your stomach hurts, but also really feeling secure about where you're heading in your future and how you're going to build your family, your life, your story. And just hold out. Be friends with Darius. Just trust me on this one.
All right. Next one is from Lizette, who is asking, will Joe and I reconnect again?
Let's see. You will not initiate the communication because you're like Joan Crawford proud. I like that about you. That's the best way to be. So when Joe does make that roundabout and he does give you a very generic, hey, was thinking about you. Hey, how are you doing? He's really doesn't know what's going to come out of your mouth. And you could be like, hand on hip, Joe, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? You could be like, or you could be like, well, Joe, actually everything's practically perfect in every way. Mary Poppins is my new roommate because it's all magical here. We live in the land of Oz and everything's great. But that wouldn't be true. Joe, he's going to call, but pass. That hear him out. Definitely hear him out, but pass. Your heart is going to be sewn back up by somebody that's got some really cool thread and a really nice needle that's just going to sew you back up like Sally and Jack, the Pumpkin King. It's going to be okay. It is.
All right. That's a great answer. Our next one is from, I see one from Vanessa who is asking, what do you see for me and Seth? And will he propose? So Vanessa and Seth.
Seth. I like Seth. I do. I don't have any weird feelings, psychic weird feelings about Seth. I like him. He's a little bit slow to make moves. I'm not saying he's a procrastinator. I feel like it's going to happen, Vanessa. I do. I feel like it's going to happen with you and Seth. I really, really do. When? Gosh, I'm not picking that up. I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't make things up. I don't. but I'm not picking up when. But let's see. Let me see if this. Let me see if I can get a timeline out of these. Hold on a minute. I just feel like you're going to continue to grow. I feel like you're going to continue to learn each other, to learn how to work around each other, because you're not like identical with like emotions and behaviors.
She does say he is slow making moves.
Yeah. Yep. He's super duper slow. He's like slow as molasses. Timeline. Spring. Spring is when you wake up. Like, gosh, I just keep, this is so crazy. I just go back to the cartoon, Sleeping Beauty in the glass case. It's springtime because there's lush, there's green, and here comes Prince Charming, opens the case, kisses her, poof, she's awake. But you are awake at that point. That means you get good news and you reach that manifestation of what it is that you need, which is this to move forward. So spring, that's what they said, waking. Hold up. There we go. And here we are. Awaken your magic by spring. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that we are about 15 minutes left in the stream, I do want to remind everybody one more time that if you're enjoying it, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share as well. If you also want to get $5 off any new customer package for a one-on-one reading, you can use the code Kerrigan5. You can use that code to get a one-on-one reading with Kerrigan, and she'll be live right after this. You can find all her profile by going to www.californiapsychics.com. You find the little search bar at the top, search up Psychic Kerrigan. You'll find her profile, all her info, and the ability to call her, as well as book an appointment if you don't even want to wait in the queue. You just get the phone call right there. And I guess we can go ahead and switch over to Oracle card readings which is what Kerrigan had just pulled out. And also, we can use Mr. Predicto. Kerrigan, do you want to give everybody a quick description? By the way, if you want to get these cards, please ask for a love card, career card, and then also yes or no questions for Mr. Predicto. You go ahead.
Okay. So I'll show you Mr. Predicto first.
Yes.
Okay, this is Mr. Predicto. Like, I haven't even taken it out of the plastic. I've had Mr. Predicto for about a year. And this thing is so accurate. Like, this is the most accurate tool that I've ever, and it's a game, but it's accurate. And I think he's haunted. I really do. It's like a whole bunch of spirits inside of it that are like giving us a heads up. But these are yes or no questions. So if you have yes or no questions, please let us know. And I'll turn on Mr. Predicto. The first thing that he says is just programmed, but then we'll ask.
I do remember we have brought Mr. Predicto out once before, and if Kerrigan did not like his answer, she would always cancel it out. So just letting you know, you will get the answer that you need to hear, not the one Mr. Predicto is just going to throw out at you. But it is a little bit fun.
Yeah.
For the day before Valentine's. All right. We're going to start off with, and also make sure you ask a question for Mr. Predicto. That way I know to pick your question if you do have a Mr. Predicto. But I do think we have a love card to start.
Okay.
And please do ask Mr. Predicto questions.
Everything points to no.
Our first one is for Christina, who is asking for just a love card.
Okay. So basically what it's Cordella. Cordella is saying that you need to get out more. You need to mix up your energy more. You need to pay attention to what's going on outside of your home, outside of yourself. But that also represents that if you go outside and you get fresh air, you're going to make good friends. And that's going to open up doorways for you to get on to brand new change.
All right. Our first one for Mr. Predicto is from Kathy, who is just asking, will my future include love?
Mr. Predicto, this is how we do it at home. Mr. Predicto, please tell us if Kathy will have a future that includes love.
I would not count on it.
Don't believe him. That's a lie. You can meet a kitty cat tomorrow and it'll love you. But no, for real. Let's see. Shh, Mr. Predicto.
The answer is yes.
Now he's changing his mind. Let's pick a love card for you. Let's see what's happening here with you. Oof, there's a little bit more quiet time for you. A little bit more contemplation, premeditation. Where are you going? What you doing? How you doing it? But yes, you will find love. I know you will, because you have ancestors that will help you. They don't want you to be alone. They don't want you to have to change a tire. They don't want you to have to pick up a bucket of cement. You know what I mean? They don't want you to have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. Okay. So there's going to be somebody coming in that's going to be able to help you. And that's exactly what it is that you need. Now, is there like, firecrackers and whistles and love and all of that? Yeah, there can be. There really can be. But those always fizzle away because we have to work on making those stay. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, you will find love. You will. Many, many different ways of love too.
All right. Our next one is from Marlene, who's asking Mr. Predicto question, will my ex and I get back together?
All right, Mr. Predicto. Question for Marlene. Will her and her ex get back together?
That is a likely outcome.
It's a likely outcome. Just be cautious because the ex, I feel psychically that the ex did some shady stuff. I'm just saying.
All right. We have one from, I think we could do Mr. Predicto for this one. Susan asks, is Louis my soulmate?
All right, Susan, is Louis. Mr. Predicto, is Louis Susan's soulmate?
The answer is no.
No. Let me give you some soulmate education real quick. Our soulmate could be our child. It could be our friend. It could be our brother, our mother. It could be our agent, our manager. Who knows? We all have different soulmates. We have more than one soulmate. Let me try this. Is Louis Susan's romantic soulmate? Mr. Predictor likes specifics.
Yes, it is certain.
It's certain. Yes. Now, Mr. Predictor, on the flip side of that, soulmate.
Ask later when the time is right.
Soulmates are tough. They're really tough to cope with. It is, because you have lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes of energy that could be residual, that could be interfering with right now. So if you're kind of wonky with each other sometimes, it's probably a lot of residual energy.
All right. Our next one is from Sarah, who is just asking, Mr. Predicto, will I meet my person in this spring?
Okay. Mr. Predicto, please tell Sarah she'll meet her person this spring. A romantic person.
The answer you seek is yes.
Yes! That's a no.
All right. Our next one will be, I'm just going to get for a love card. So this is for an oracle card. We have one from Sonika, who's asking just for a love card and maybe a Mr. Predicto question too. Do I get married this year?
Okay, let's see. Well, let me do timelines. Let me do timeline cards. Hold on. Yes, you will transition and change. Absolutely 100%. But it's summer. It's definitely summer. 100%. Let's ask Mr. Predicto too, just to. Okay. What is it? How do you say her name?
Sonika, I believe.
Sonika. Is Sonika going to get married this summer?
Yes, I am sure.
That's a double confirmation. Yes.
Here we go.
There is
all right. Our
No
next one will be from. This one is going to be from Jessica, who was just asking for a card. Can I get a money card, please? The oracle cards, can they do this? Or I guess, can you read like this through oracle cards?
You can. I'm glad you're not asking for my credit card. Money card.
No.
Girl, I'd give it to you. Let's see. You do have new money coming to you, new wonders by spring. And we're almost out of winter. So there's cash flow coming in that's going to be flow. It's a flow of cash. So yeah, definitely don't go buy the Louis or the Gucci right now. Don't do that. That's not needed. Just go with your basic needs and go with like a weekly treat, not like a Starbucks treat. I do that to myself every day. Don't fall into that category, but because that gets expensive. But make sure you take care of yourself at least once a week too on something that you need to do, because I do feel like you feel like finances are tight right now, but it's not that bad. It's not. You're just an overachiever, and I understand. You understand what I mean? Like that, you are, but it's going to be okay. But by spring, you're going to be in really good shape. For real, you will be 100%.
All right. Our next one is from Simran. I believe I'm saying that right. Do you see a committed relationship between me and Amon? This is for Mr. Predicto, by the way.
Okay, Mr. Predicto. A committed relationship for Simran and Amon, right?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. It's a new connection, Mr. Predicto. Just let us know what's up.
Definitely not.
I trust Mr. Predicto on this one.
Oh.
I do, but see it through. And the reason why I say that, hold on.
The outcome cannot be predicted.
Right. He can't even predict it, because you're going to learn lessons here. Both of you are, which is going to get you to a higher level of both of yourselves, 100%, to where poof, then the fairy godmother comes in and they put someone on your path. And I'm being very honest with you. This is like a jump start to where you're going. It is, but you have to see this through, because it's part of your course. It's part of your lessons, your life lessons, your love course, in order for you to get to that, to where you're going, to see it through.
All right. Our next one will be from Wendy, who's asking for a love card. Is this the real thing? Yes, it is. All right. Can we get a love oracle card for Wendy in terms of, so is it mostly timelines?
I've got my grandmother's timeline cards.
Oh, okay.
But, no, I can pull things out, because I can see what things look like. You know what I mean? Like up here, I'm more of a spiritualist than a card reader.
No, I know. Just from your answers all the time from doing the lives with you, you connect very easily with the people and their spirit guides.
Oof. All right. Okay. Is this the real thing? Girl, take the leap of faith. Leap of faith. How am I getting that in there? There we go. Yes, you have to take the leap of faith. It is the real thing. Any kind of negative thought process that you're currently going through, trying to talk yourself out of it, trying to be like, oh, I don't want that to happen again. Flush that down the toilet. Okay. You have to take that leap of faith now. But the past is no longer it'll never be in your future. Okay. You got this.
All right. Just remember, we can't answer yes or no questions with Mr. Predicto. I'm just seeing a lot of cards. Oh, actually, here we have one from Marianne, who is asking Mr. Predicto versus a card. Where do I meet my twin flame first?
I don't think Mr. Predicto.
Yeah. I read the question after, but I guess for the card.
Let's see.
I guess when better, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go for both. Let's see if we can find out. I'm nibby. Well, definitely they're going to have money, 100%. They're going to be financially stable, whoever it is. So if they have money and they're financially stable, it makes me feel like they're going to be out a lot, because successful people are always on the hustle. I just feel like, okay, so this is what I'm seeing, Marianne. I feel like it's going to be summer, first of all. It's going to be nice. Well, I don't want to say summer, because, weather's been crazy lately, and it feels like summer when it shouldn't. Okay. So around summer time frame, which would be June, July, you're going to be amongst people. Now, this is what I'm seeing. Those like piers, but it's like a wooden fence, but there's tables there. It's nice. It's not like crazy wooden fence. You know what I mean? It's not like, never mind. It's put together very well, but there's a like an outing. People are eating, and there's friends there that introduce you to somebody that has money and is going to. You like to make money too, So I feel like that's how you're both going to connect, because you have ideas and this person has the means, not that you don't, but this person has means to manifest these ideas that you have. And that's how you strike up the conversation with each other. I'm 100% on that. And I know I got stuck on that fence. I couldn't figure out how to describe it, but it's not like you'll see what I mean when you get there. It's like a banister kind of.
All right. We do have time for a few more questions, but right before we go ahead and answer those last final questions, I do want to remind everybody that if you are wanting a one-on-one reading with Psychic Kerrigan, she'll be going online at californiapsychics.com right after this live stream. I'm talking right after this live stream, and she'll be ready to answer any of your questions. She won't be live, so she'll be able to tell you all the insight you need, no filter, no censor. And yeah, and also she won't be restricted to the tools like we have been for, I guess, the past 10 minutes with Mr. Predicto and the Oracle cards, but she'll pull it out if it's the insight you need to hear. But all right, we can go ahead and answer a couple more questions right before we end our live stream today. It has been a wonderful, wonderful stream today with you, Kerrigan, by the way. All right, our next one is from Sonia. Mr. Predicto, do you see me getting promoted soon?
Mr. Predicto, come on, give us the real. Is Sonia going to get promoted soon?
The answer is unclear. Try again.
Is Sonia going to get promoted in her job occupation component soon?
It is best not to say now.
I'm sorry, Sonia. That's not bad. It's just, I really trust Mr. Predicto for some crazy reason. I really do. He's not letting me wrong. Wait.
It is a strong possibility.
It's still in the works, but yes, I feel like it's going to happen. I psychically feel, and I'm sorry, I'm the psychic, not Mr. Predicto, but but I do feel like it's going to work out. It's just, I feel like there's still some things that are in the works right now. I've had first names I could probably pinpoint down sometimes, but we can talk if you want to. It's up to you.
She'll be live right after this live stream today, which will be ending in a few minutes. We have a time for a couple more questions. Let's go ahead and get one in from Amna, who's asking just for a love card from the Oracle cards deck.
Okie dokie. Oof. Emotional protection. So what that tells me is go ahead and put down some inhibitions, trust the process, but still keep close to your boundaries. It's tough. That's a tough one, but it's good. I feel like you are going to be in love because you're going to have to put up emotional protection, but don't put it up 100%, maybe 40%, because what was isn't what's going to be, or what isn't it, what is. Does that make sense? Like the past is no longer in your future.
All right. We'll go ahead and get one more from Daniel, or just another one from Daniel, who's asking for another love card, the Oracle deck.
Okay. Oh, Daniel, I'm not trying to be inappropriate, but this says that. Lots of that kind of energy. Lots of that energy. Potty mouth, and I'm just joking. We're all adults. No, you're going to be doing a whole bunch of that. So just get with that. Take care.
All right. We'll go ahead and do one final one. And if you are wanting a one-on-one reading, once again, go ahead and search up Psychic Kerrigan on californiapsychics.com. We have our promo code down below. So if you are a new customer, you can get $5 off a new reading with Psychic Kerrigan. Once again, californiapsychics.com. Use that code Kerrigan5, and you will be on right after this. Correct, Kerrigan?
Yes.
All right. And once again, if you are wanting one that's a little bit, or a reading that's a little bit more private, that's the way to go. We have our live reading today, and it's a bit more general. But yeah, if you are wanting the real insight you need, that's where you'll get it. And our last one today, little drum roll, please. Another one from Aslan, who's asking for a love card.
Okay. First things first, it's time to replenish. Replenish all of your energy first. Do you first while you're still filtering out which direction you want to go in your love path. You're number one at this point. You got to replenish a little bit more. Now, just as a bonus, you do have brand spanking new doorways opening up in June and July. You really do. Brand new doorways, and you will shine forth in August. This is your year for love, 100%.
All righty. Well, it has been a wonderful hour, a wonderful stream. We've answered a lot of love questions the day before Valentine's Day. I want a big thank you for everybody who has joined us today, and an absolutely huge thank you for Kerrigan for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun. We will be back on live in a couple of weeks with Psychic Rika at the same time. But for those who are looking for answers right now, Psychic Kerrigan will be going online at californiapsychics.com. So you'll be able to ask her any of your more pressing private questions, anything like that. And yeah. Kerrigan, do you have any closing words for anybody?
Be excellent to each other. This year is all about self-care and self-healing. Make sure you're number one. You have to make sure you're number one, because if you're not good for yourself, you're not going to be good for anybody else.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.